guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for tonight's look, you can see that we really focused on some fun, bright pops of color. I felt like it was very fitting for the midst of the dog days of summer, as I like to call it. It's a look that I think we only have a few more months to pull off until we start getting back into those cranberry red lips and deep gold smoky eyes. So we're really gonna celebrate summer tonight, and my makeup definitely shows it. Don't be afraid of the pops of color. Trust me when I say it's extremely easy to achieve, and you'll learn that as you follow along with my tutorial. The key to doing it is using a light hand, building and taking your time. So continue watching to learn how I got this fun, unexpected pop of color look. So I've already began by prepping my skin with my Drunk Elephant Serum. So I'm going to go in now with the cult classic favorite. It's the MAC Strobe Cream Highlighter. I'm using the color Goldlite. I'm just going to go through and put a little bit of it into my hand. And apply it onto my skin as if I were applying any other lotion. So after that is complete, I want to go ahead with the Born This Way Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage Foundation by Too Faced. And I'm using the color Nude. So I'm going to go through, and then it has a pump applicator, and just do 2 pumps into the palm of my hand to begin with. And then I will take my beauty blender and just dab this into my skin. So I think I want to go through now with a lighter concealer, and I'm going to conceal just underneath my eye area. I want to give it more of a brighter lit look. Tonight I'm doing something a bit more casual for Friday, just dinner and then drinks at a speakeasy, so I want my makeup to be fresh for the summertime but nothing too heavy. I'm kind of not feeling that look for the day. It's too hot out for it in my opinion. So I'm going to go through with the Tarte Amazon Clay Waterproof 12-Hour Concealer in Light. I'm just going to go along the sides of my nose and kind of swipe through like I explained in a previous video about the copper smoky eye. And then again with my beauty blender, just dab that through. Just being sure to spread that concealer outward directly underneath my lower lash line. So now I want to go through with my Cover FX Pressed Mineral Foundation in G40, and I'm just going to take my IT Cosmetics brush number 114, it's my fluffy brush, and just do a quick swipe throughout my face to mattify the look we already have going on. So I definitely say we have more of a medium coverage going on for tonight, and that is exactly what I'm looking for. So next up, I'm going to go through and prep my eyelids with my NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. And while we go ahead and let that sit in, I'm going to work on my eyebrows. I'm using the Brow Struck by Kat Von D Cosmetics in medium brown, as well as her little brow brush in number 75 with this tapered tip. So I'm going to go through and just do a little bit of shaping into my brow. And now I want to go through and just seal that in with my BDB A Hint of Tint Brow Gel. It's a little wand applicator, and then just go through and neaten up my brows a bit. So next up, I'm going to work on my eyeshadow. I'm kind of doing a fun look tonight. I'm wearing a light blue top tonight with white stripes on it and then white shorts. So I decided to do a canary yellow eyeshadow look. I'm not really sure where I gathered the inspiration for it. It just kind of came to me. But I'm going to start out with the NYX Vivid Brights Cream Color Eyeshadow. I don't know if it has an exact name, but it is the yellow version. So I'm going to go through with my ring finger and just swirl that into my little jar and then sweep it across my eyelid. So I'm definitely finding this is really thick, and almost better yet, I think using a patting motion to apply it might be the key to nailing this look. It doesn't spread the easiest. I think it's a really great base to use underneath your eyeshadow. I think it's best to maybe use this product as a base for an eyeshadow, and by that I mean I think it's important to have a color to layer on top of it, which is something that I already thought of. Thankfully I bought the NYX powder in Canary Yellow to go on top of it, just in case I would run into that problem. So I'm happy that I have that already on my mind. But I think the next thing I want to do is actually go through and do the crease of my eyelid. So I'm just going to go through with a Morphe brush. It's M330, and I'm actually wanting to use the Fenty Beauty Killawatt highlighter in her Sangria Sunset Mimosa Sunrise, but I'm going to be using the Sangria Sunset. So it's definitely giving the look that wow factor that I wanted. But now I think it's time that we go through with our NYX pressed powder and then really solidify that yellow color into our eyelid. So I'm going to go through and just really press that in. It's definitely a perfect match underneath that gel formula. It's definitely coming together. So I want to go through with my Sangria Sunset once again and give the crease of my eye even some more pop of that pink purple color. And now I want to go through with the buffing brush. My favorite is the Buffing Eye by Bare Minerals, and I'm just going to kind of blend my eyelid and my crease together. I feel like there's a little bit too harsh of a line right now. And to just ensure that that yellow is really the focal point of our eye look, I want to go through and then just dab a little bit more of that yellow pigment onto our eyelid. So now I want to go through with my 24/7 Glide on Eye Pencil in Bourbon by Urban Decay. I opted for brown tonight because I want it to be a little more neutral looking than a harsh black against that yellow. So I'm going to go through and just do my upper lash line. So I'm definitely glad I decided to go with the brown eyeliner pencil. It feels way more laid back than what the black would be. So now I want to go through and use my fluffy brush by Morphe Cosmetics and just kind of buff out the edges again of my eye look, kind of again how I did with my coppery shadow. I want this look to be more of a sunset, less of that harsh cut. So basically I am just elongating the color out to the sides. Now I'm going to go through again with my Bourbon eyeshadow pencil and then just do a little bit underneath my lower lash line. And I want to go through with my Smokey Smudger brush by Bare Minerals and just smudge that in. And because typically I like to take an eyeshadow from my lid and apply it to my lower lash line to really blend the look together, I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to pull from the colors I'm using on my lid. I feel like that would make the look a little bit too theatrical. So instead, I want to go through with my KYLIE palette in Burgundy. So I'm going to go through and use this bronze color right here and then use my smudge brush and then just kind of layer that up and then apply it on top of the eyeliner that we've already solidified. So I like the way that it's looking so far. It kind of has a more sultry effect to it, I'm just going to brush out the shadow and the liner just a bit more. I really want it to look cohesive and like it's all effortlessly blended together. I'm going to go through with my go-to lower lash line mascara, my Giga Black by MAC Cosmetics, and just do a little swipe of my lower lash line. And I think I do want to go through and just do a little bit of a highlighter right underneath my brow bone. I'm just using a light iridescent color, again from the KYLIE Cosmetics Burgundy palette. I can show you. It's the first one in her palette. It's just really simple and versatile, and I'm just going to want to give a little bit of a highlight underneath that brow bone. So next I'm going to go through and do a contour. I'm going to use my ever so trusty Smashbox step-by-step contour stick. So I'll just go through for those of you who are new to my channel and show you the places where I typically contour with a stick. And I'll go through with my beauty blender and just buff that in. Okay, so now I want to, I'm going to go through and do a baking formula on my face. I'm going to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I did use the KKW beauty powder in my last tutorial. I have mixed emotions on it. It's a heavier powder than the Laura Mercier. I think it definitely has a place for looks that are more heavy and more in that glam category. However, for the look that I'm wanting to do for tonight, I want something that still has that iridescent finish after I swipe away that baking powder, but I also don't want it to be as noticeable as I felt like it had been with the KKW Beauty. So I'm going to go through, might try something different. I really haven't found a way I like to apply my baking powder yet. I've tried the beauty blender, but I think I'm going to try my brush. I'm just going to go through and then dab that into my powder. I'm just going to allow that to sit on my face for about 5 minutes and let that powder just really sink into my skin. In the meantime though, while you're waiting for your baking powder to set in, this is always when I recommend to work on your hair, do any touch-ups on your eyebrows or your eyeshadow. I think for me, I'm just going to maybe do a little bit more in the crease of my eyelid with that Sangria Sunset. Just kind of want to really give it a platform to stand on, and then I might just blend it out a little bit further. I'm using a lighter, fluffier brush for this so that it doesn't get too heavy. You want to be especially careful when you're using two pretty bold colors. You never want anything to look too harsh. Typically not the goal. I feel like harsh is a word I never want to have in my beauty routine. I want everything to be cohesive and blended. And I think the key to that is really just having a light hand. Having a light hand and layering, and that's something I always stress in my videos, is build and layer. And then really just finding what motion works for you. I kind of go between that windshield wiper motion and then as well as that dabbing motion. It's kind of whatever feels most natural. I think there's no right or wrong way. I mean, there might even be a motion that I'm not aware of, and if there is and you use it, let me know. I would love to hear more about it and what techniques that you find work best for you. So I'm going to go through now with my fluffy brush by BECCA and then just gently swipe away that translucent powder. Now I want to go through with my bronzer by BECCA Cosmetics. It's the brand new Sunrise Waves iridescent bronzer that I am totally obsessed with. So I'm going to go through and just apply that on top of the contour we've already done with the cream stick, and then as well as my forehead and my jawline, just to create an all over blended effect. And then of course I want to go through with my fluffy brush and then just make sure that everything is nicely blended in. We have a really beautiful bronze going on right now, and I think it's perfect for our eyeshadow look. It's very complimentary. So now I'm going to go through with another BECCA gem. It is the Flower Child Mineral Blush, a favorite of mine. I'm just going to dab my brush into it and then do a couple of swipes up and down my cheekbones. So I'm really loving the colors we have going on. It just feels very fresh, very floral, very on point for the season that we're in. So now I want to go through with another Fenty Beauty Gem, her Killawatt highlighter, but this time it's in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal, a bit more neutral. I'm going to go ahead and use the Lightning Dust color. It's a little bit less silver than the Fire Crystal, but I'm going to use her highlighting brush and then just go through and let it hug my cheekbones. Just doing a couple of swipes downward. I think that's the best way to describe this brush. It's like a hug for your cheekbones. And then of course, you know I love highlighting the tip of my nose, so I'm gonna go ahead and just push that in there. A little bit up my bridge. And that's typically all I like to do for a highlight. So now I want to go through with my 24/7 Glide on Eye Pencil in Bourbon by Urban Decay. I opted for brown tonight because I want it to be a little more neutral looking than a harsh black against that yellow. So I'm going to go through and just do my upper lash line. So I'm definitely glad I decided to go with the brown eyeliner pencil. It feels way more laid back than what the black would be. So now I want to go through and use my fluffy brush by Morphe Cosmetics and just kind of buff up the edges again of my eye look, kind of again how I did with my coppery shadow. I want this look to be more of a sunset, less of that harsh cut. So basically I am just elongating the color out to the sides. Now I'm going to go through again with my Bourbon eyeshadow pencil and then just do a little bit underneath my lower lash line. And I want to go through with my Smokey Smudger brush by Bare Minerals and just smudge that in. And because typically I like to take an eyeshadow from my lid and apply it to my lower lash line to really blend the look together, I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to pull from the colors I'm using on my lid. I feel like that would make the look a little bit too theatrical. So instead, I want to go through with my KYLIE palette in Burgundy. So I'm going to go through and use this bronze color right here and then use my smudge brush and then just kind of layer that up and then apply it on top of the eyeliner that we've already